Hello, and a good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, the good and wonderful people of the tube. Hope you're well today, hope you're feeling grand, and always when your world. Hello, everybody. Today, people of the tube, I have two pedals to bring to you from Tate FX. These have been very kindly sent to me to review, and I'm very grateful for that. So, the pedal you heard in the intro jam, and the pedal we're going to go over first is the Antares. I think I'm saying that right. I'm probably not, because I'm a bit thick. But it's the Antares Overdrive. And this, to me, the word that keeps coming up to me about this overdrive is it's a clean overdrive. If that makes any sense. It just, you know, it's not kind of like, you know, oodles and oodles of gain, but it just punishes your amp a little bit. Just to kind of get it into that kind of like, I don't know, to me it sounds like the Shine On You Crazy Diamond Dave Gilmour intro tone, where it's that kind of drone thing, you know, especially the live version. There's a live version that Dave does at the Royal Albert Hall of Shine On You Crazy Diamond, and he's doing that sound on sound thing with his volume pedals. I think he's got his red Strat. And to me, that's what this is. It, you know, and in the intro jam as well, it just has, especially on the neck pickup of a Strat, it just has that thing, and I really like it for that. It's really cool. Like I say, it's not a massive overdrive, kind of like, you know, it's not really kind of gonna get you singing leads or anything like that. But what it does, I really like. You know, and it stacks well, really nicely with pedals. Well, you heard me stack it with the DS2, and you know how finicky the DS2 can be. Well, anybody who's got the DS2 knows how finicky it can be. So this, to work well with that, thumbs up from me. But I really like it. So you can see how I had it set for the intro jam. It's a very interesting way of setting pedals, Dave. But I gain all the way up, volume all the way up, tone all the way down, and clean. So this dial here is called clean. And basically what this does is, you can dial in, basically, it basically kind of makes it clean. You know, he's a clever boy, isn't he, Dave? The more you turn it up, the more kind of overdrive you get. The more you turn it down, the cleaner it gets. And it kind of, if you put it about 12 o'clock, which I'll show you in a bit, it reminds me of that kind of John Frusciante to record water for 10 days. To record water for 10 days kind of album kind of tone. It's very kind of like compressed and kind of like plinky, but in a real nice warm way. I'll show you anyway in a bit when we get to this doing the sound things. The tone is really, you know, it's it gets very bitey, and again I'll show you that. I like things on zero when it comes down to tone. But it's really cool pedal, and I say massive thanks to Tate FX for sending me not only this pedal but also this pedal as well. This is called the Hot Coals, and this is a treble booster. I look like a devil. Whoa! Give me your souls, and I will give you donuts in return. Whoa! Getting carried away, I think you'll agree. Anyway, so this is the other pedal that he sent me, and I say, we're going to do something a bit different with this one. We're not going to run this. So at this point in time, sorry, the Antares is running through my pedal board. It's basically taking the place of my governor in my pedal board. But I'm not using the jackhammer, so the jackhammer wasn't on. If you only, you know, it was just this pedal to start with, and then I put the DS2 on and the Triangle Labs WHX on in a bit. But once we've done with this pedal today, people of the tube, going through the glorious CL120 behind me, we're gonna plug this into my Vox Escort 50, lead 50, should I say, and we're gonna turn that thing all the way up volume-wise. And then we're going to put this in front of it. So that's what we're going to do today with the Hot Coals. I didn't want to just run this just through, you know, just through the CL120. I wanted to run this through a cranked amp. The way that people used to, you know, Rory Gallagher, Brian May, Richie Blackmore, all these people used to run treble boosters. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get my Vox Escort out. We're going to set it up. We're going to crank it to the teeth. And then we're going to stick this thing on top of it as well. I don't know what guitar I'm going to do that with yet, but we will see in a bit. Anyway, but more on that in a bit. So that's what we're going to do there. But let's go back to the Antares. So what I'm going to do now, people of the tube, is I'm basically just going to like just play through it and like show you some of the different sounds you can get out of this thing. Yeah, we'll lower the gain. I'll probably leave the volume flat out for the entire. I really like when this pedal with the volume if I start decreasing the volume, it starts to get a bit kind of I don't know, I just don't like the sound as much. So I'm going to leave the volume all the way up. I'll show you the clean dial as well. I'll show you how you can kind of like clean up the overdrive to kind of like get less if you want. It's very cool. I'll show you the tone as well and how much gain is in this thing. And what we'll do is we'll do it with single coils and we'll also do it with humbuckers as well. So first thing you'll hear is with single coils, then you'll hear it humbuckers. Then once we're done with that, let's go to the hot coils and do some treble boosting. So anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the Antares Overdrive by Tate FX. And again, massive thanks for them for sending me these two pedals to have a play around with and have my disgusting fingers on. So let's make some noise. Okay, so this is just the CL120 on its own, no pedal as of yet. So this is... Okay, so you can hear it's not a massive load of gain, but it's really awesome. clean dial now. Okie dokie. So there you go. You heard that's it. That's the Antares with single coils and humbuckers. You can see obviously you get more out with humbuckers, but I really like what it does with single coils. And to me, it does. It just sounds like a Dave Gilmour thing to me. You know, it really just pushes the amp a little bit, not massively, but just pushes it into that kind of like really spongy, compressed overdrive thing, and you can really hear it compressing. You know, it really compresses. This pedal really compresses. Well, it does through my setup anyway. Your setup might differ, but through mine, it really, you know, you can really hear that kind of compression kind of kicking in. But I thought it sounded wicked. I love it. It's a real mild. It's just Dave Gilmour to me. It just sounds like Dave Gilmour, which is not a bad thing, and I just like that. The clean dial is really cool. I mean, that's not a function that I would ever kind of really need, but I totally understand why it's there. I like the fact you can like just blend in your clean sound and the Antares overdrive as much as you kind of want. So you can have it kind of like, you know, halfway. So you can have the clarity of your clean, and you can have a bit of the grunt from the pedal, or you can have all the pedal or all the clean. I don't know. It's a feature that kind of like I'm not sure I'd ever utilise, but I'm sure a lot of people out there would. So, but it's really cool. Again, you don't get a great deal of gain on this thing. Being a gain fanatic, I just have it on 10. Volume as well. You know, the volume's quite powerful. It's really cool. And I say the tone's really powerful as well. You get a lot. You know, you can go from really dark, and it's really gradual as well. It's not kind of like, you know, you turn it like a quarter and all of a sudden it's dead harsh. It's a really gradual rise to kind of like, you know, to that kind of like shrillness, if you will. But I really like it. I really like this pedal. It's really cool. And not only is it sound great, how cool does it look? I mean, good gravy. Honestly. But yeah, this pedal's really cool. I like the way it's a very reactive pedal and very expressive pedal as well. There's a lot of expression there. Even with its compression, there's a lot of you can get out of it. But it's a real classic 70s sound. It's like a broken up amp sound to me, you know, especially with the Les Paul. It just, for some reason, all what I was playing when I was playing Les Paul, all was going through my head was Lynyrd Skynyrd. That's all I could hear in my head was Lynyrd Skynyrd, and it just, to me, it has that kind of like Simple Man kind of sound, you know, where it's still clean, but you can tell it's an amp that's kind of like cranked to the teeth, but it's still got that kind of cleanish kind of thing. That's what this thing does to me. It's like a cranked up Marshall, you know, or it's just got that kind of thing. You know, it really has. And I like it for that. It's very, very cool. So, anyway, so that's the Antares overdrive with the tube. So I hope you enjoyed the noises that thing made. We're going to move on now to the Hot Coals treble booster. And like I said, what we're going to do with this one is going to be different. So we're going to basically unplug all this lot, and we're just going to basically stick this in front of the Vox flat out, basically. I need to go and get some earplugs because it's going to be loud. And let's just basically kind of mess around with this and see what this thing does. Because I'm very, very curious. I mean, and treble boosters belong, to me, in front of cranked amplifiers. You know, they're okay in pedal boards and stuff like that, but I feel treble boosters really shine more when you stick them in front of an amplifier that's absolutely wound up to the max. So that's what we're going to do now. So I need to rearrange things in here. So I'll try and put the Vox over there so you can actually see it. Yeah, so let's rearrange. Like I say, there aren't going to be any more pedals in line with this one either. It's just literally going to be the Vox, the Hot Coals treble booster, and Mr. Red here, and that's it. That's it. And we'll probably have the Revelation RTL 59 for it as well, just like here at Humbuckers as well. But without further doodles, oh yeah, and by the way, the dial's just going to be on 4 all the time. I'm not going to turn it down. It's just none of this quarter, none of this half. It's going to be all the way or nothing. Damn it. So going to rearrange some stuff and back in a split second. Okay, people, tube. We have the Vox Escort Lead 50 set up behind me. Volumes are flat out, so it's turned up all the way. So volumes are all the way up. No bass, no treble. Mids are cranked to the teeth. That's all that is. We're in the high impedance channel. Got the Hot Coals plugged into it. It's extremely loud. Yeah, I'm going to be moving out the way of that. So, I'm going to leave the Hot Coals dial full up, because that's the only way to run it. It's like a fuzz, you know. It's all or nothing. That's the way it's supposed to be. But there is a little switch here on the side you can see. So when the switch is up, you get more low end. when you flick it down, you get kind of like, you know, it's kind of like gets rid of, it's kind of like high passes things. So you get a bit less low end. I'll show you that anyway in a bit. So when I start playing. But anyway, shall we do this? It's very, very loud. Unfortunately, I can't play for very long because obviously I'm in a neighborhood area and this is absolutely ridiculously loud. So let's do this. Okay, people of tube, I can't sustain that any longer because the guitar just, Mr. RTL's having all my guitars are having a hard time at this point in time because the weather changing and it just sending them all wappy. Anyone else experiencing that? Where your guitars are just like, I don't know what's going on with the weather, so I'm just not going to stay in tune. But, Mr. Red's always very stable. I've cursed it now, haven't I? Touch wood, hopefully not. Touch wood, touch wood. Okay, we're all good, we're okay. So, that's the Hot Coals treble booster. It does what a treble booster should do. Just give you more. Through that thing, that was evil. It was such a tight sound though. The sound was just like so together. But my God, was it just like, it made me sweat. There was something in that sound there. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? Look at the devil on it. It made me sweat. But that's a beastly sound. I mean, you're never going to have any trouble cutting through with that sound. Believe me. That's evil in every way. Wow. Evil. Absolute evil. So, really cool, though. Really cool. I love the way treble boosters react with that amp. I don't really... I mean, I love that amp full stop anyway. That is, like, again, this Vox Escort is one of those amps that I hopefully will always own. I don't want to ever lose that amp. It's so cool. I love it to bits. And it's just amazing. Especially when you plug the RTL 59 straight into it and crank it all the way up. Normally, like just without pedals, it sounds immense. But when you add something like a treble booster on top, it sounds even more. It just sounds evil. It just becomes like an absolute banshee from hell. Hence why he looks like that. But yeah, so this is really cool. I like it. I definitely would keep it in the switch up position all the time. I would. The switch down, I think, was a little bit too harsh for my liking. But again, it could be to do with the amp I was using. But like I said, I didn't want to run this just through my CR120 and through my pedals and give it that kind of thing. I wanted to, treble boosters to me, they always shine more, I feel, when you run them into the front end of a cranked amplifier. An amp that's working on 10 and then this just kicks it to 11, basically. Absolutely immense. Absolutely immense. I really hope that came across okay as well. It was quite, it was gnarly. It was a gnarly sound, but again, it was so tight. The sound was so tight. Again, ridiculous. Anyway, but yeah, that's it, people of tube. So I hope you enjoyed this vid on these two pedals. Massive thanks to Tate FX for sending me these two pedals to play around with. I've really enjoyed these. The Antares is a beast. I really like the Antares. It's a really nice, like, clean, it keeps coming up with the word, but clean overdrive. It's like really transparent, you know what I mean? It just takes your core tone of the amplifier you've got and just adds just a little bit more, just pushes it a little bit more into that kind of edge of breakup thing, and it does really well. I really like that. And again, this is just an absolute monster. Absolute snarling beast monster. The graphics on that pedal are precise. They really are. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this vid on these two pedals. I've really enjoyed filming this one. It's been especially this bit, the treble booster bit. That was great fun. Just ridiculously loud. But again, I would play more, but residential, and that's very loud. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. I'll see you again very soon for another one. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. And again, another massive thanks to Tate FX. Links to these pedals are in the description box below. And I'll see you again very soon for another one. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, and goodbye now. Thank you much indeed for watching. Haha!